Welcome.
Well, here we are again.
Friday
Frankenstein
again.
tea, yes.
Frankenstein tea. I have hot tea. Do you have hot tea?
I have hot tea, yes, and
Me too.
we need it because it is a cold day out there, but the sun is shining.
It is. It's lovely.
Nice, yeah. So.
Guess what that sun is?
Oh, what sun is it?
It's excellent.
It's excellent sun.
Oh my goodness. So dear viewers, I was so impressed with the staff last week that I must have said excellent 100 times.
It was excellent.
It was excellent. They were excellent. They did great book reviews for us. They picked great books. They were calm. They were excellent. So this week I tried not to say excellent, and maybe we should have like a little quiz. Count how many times I say excellent and shrug my shoulders like I can't help myself.
Yeah.
They were excellent again today.
Give us the total number of excellence.
Over 2 weeks.
Over 2 weeks. There we
So
go.
then you're forced to watch us. Oh, my apologies. I'm working on my presentation here. Frankenstein Tea is a weekly program we do from the Aldrich. It's a chance for us to check in with you and for you to get connected to us. We've been doing a series of speed dating with books, which is a fun thing to do around Valentine's Day. And we've been celebrating Black History Month as we do it. This idea of, I think I have 9 questions there that I've been asking the staff about books that they've chosen by Black authors. And they've done an excellent job.
They really have. Yeah, I've been really impressed.
Yeah, it's been fun.
They've been excellent.
They've been excellent. And we have one more staff person who you haven't met yet. We have 2 today for you, one next week. And then we're going to bring in a few more people to keep the celebration going while we close out the month.
We're going to have an interesting shift into sci-fi fantasy. And that's a genre that traditionally, not by design, but is just been less diverse.
Yeah.
And so that is changing now.
Yeah.
And there's some really wonderful diverse fantasy and sci-fi books that have been coming out. And including, I'm really excited about a new book by Angie Thomas, Nick Blake and the Remarkables. That's right. So we'll have some reviews for sci-fi and fantasy, some diverse sci-fi fantasy for you next week.
We start this week.
Yes.
We do start it this week.
Oh, that's true. Yes.
Yeah, we do start this week. You'll have to keep watching to see who we do this week.
Magical realism.
And some magic. Well, both.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to make you
There's
watch. We're not going to talk about it. Yeah, there's some aspects. And for folks who maybe aren't connecting it, Angie Thomas wrote The Hate You Give.
The Hate You Give, yes.
Yeah, and then she wrote a second one about rapping, which I loved. That I don't know if you read that one, but it's about a young woman in L.A. and she does she's a rapper. And about the rap wars that they do.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was a very, very cool book. Yes, I read both of those books.
Do we have that one as well? Do you know?
I don't know.
All right, we'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I forget what that's called. Yeah, I forget, but it's a good one.
Cool.
Yeah. One of those books where you learn a lot. That's West Coast. That is a different world, different from my world for sure.
It's L.A.
It's L.A. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not how I live. I am not surrounded by rappers. Though my son does.
You're not a candy bar.
No, I'm not. So we have been celebrating Black History Month, and we're gonna be fairly quick here. But I did want to do one plug. You're gonna do yours next week. I wanted to plug Camille Dungy, or Dungy. I'm not sure. I should have look that up. This is called Soil, the story of a black mother's garden. And I have not read this book. It's on display at the front desk for Black History Month. But she is the author of one of my favorite poems. So, may I?
Yes, please do.
This is called Trophic Cascade. After the reintroduction of gray wolves to Yellowstone and, as anticipated, their culling of deer, trees grew beyond the deer stunt of the mid-century. In their upreach, songbirds nested, who scattered seed for underbrush, and in that cover warrened snowshoe hare. Weasel and water shrew returned, also vole, and came soon hawk and falcon, bald eagle, kestrel, and with them hawk shadow, falcon shadow. Eagle shade and kestrel shade haunted newly buried runnels where deer no longer rummaged. Cautious as they were, now of being surprised by wolves. Berries brought bear, while undergrowth and willows, growing now right down to the river, brought beavers, who dam. Muskrats came to the dams, and tadpoles came too, the night song of the fathers of tadpoles. With water striders, the dark gray American dipper bobbed in fresh pools of the river, and fish stayed, and the bear, who fished, also culled deer fawns, and to their kill scraps came vulture and coyote, long gone in the region until now, and their scats scattered seed, and more trees, brush, and berries grew up along the river that had run straight, and so flooded, but thus dammed, compelled to meander, is less prone to overrun. Don't you tell me this is not the same as my story. All this life born from one hungry animal, this whole new landscape, the course of the river changed. I know this. I reintroduced myself to myself, this time a mother, after which nothing was ever the same.
It's fantastic. I really like the ending, how she brings that around.
And I love this,
Yeah.
and I often read this, and I should have done it one pre-read. I thought I knew it better. It's a little. She's definitely a poet. There are some breaks there that I missed, but I hope I did okay.
Yeah.
But I hadn't realized I was reading about a river.
Yes.
And a flood.
Well, were you? You were actually reading about a person.
About
really,
a person,
the entire
right?
time.
Right.
Yeah.
Or about how well it struck me as I was reading it this time about how the region and how the whole return of the wildlife helped the river.
Yes.
And therefore helped the people, and it could meander and
changing the entire ecosystem.
Yeah, changing the ecosystem.
And then how that like one little instance like that. Well, I guess it's not a little thing at all. Becoming a mother.
Not. I think that
changes your ecosystem.
The trophic cascade, I think, is a term. It is a real scientific term to a poem that she wrote. Yeah, that's what her title is. I think that's a scientific term. All things I should have looked up before I laid that poem down, but.
It's really lovely. It's fantastic. I'll have to reread it and revisit that one. Yeah.
Excellent.
What a wonderful find. Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
Good Lord.
Do you know anything about
Camille?
Camille? Yes.
I don't know much. No, I don't. I know you can watch her on YouTube, though.
Yeah.
I know you can find her. And of course she does a much better job at that poem than I did.
Well, she knows her flora and fauna.
Yeah. Right, and that's what she writes about. That's why I'm so interested in this, because soil.
The story of a black mother's garden.
Yeah.
Sounds fantastic.
This is brand new. This has not been out. I could read.
Sure.
Is the author of the essay collection Guidebook to Relative Strangers, Journeys into Race, Motherhood, and History. A finalist for the National Book Critics Circle Award, she has edited 3 anthologies, including Black Nature, 4 Centuries of African-American Nature Poetry. Her honors include the 2021 Academy of American Poets Fellowship, a Guggenheim Fellowship, and an American Book Award. She is a university distinguished professor at Colorado State University.
Lovely.
Yeah. And now on to our stuff.
I just realized something. Your word is excellent. I think mine is fantastic. So we each have those words.
We're going to get better. Hi, Emery.
Hi.
Thanks for coming upstairs and joining Frankenstein Tea today.
Thank you for having me.
You're most welcome. Tell us your name.
My name is Emery Vanderveer.
And your position here.
I am the main desk circulation assistant.
And how long have you done that?
A little over a year.
Excellent. And your book today?
My book is The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin.
And what genre is that?
It is, I would say, sci-fi, maybe edging a little bit towards fantasy, but mostly sci-fi.
And do you often read that genre?
That is probably, I would say I read more fantasy than sci-fi, but I like women who write sci-fi.
Excellent.
Yes.
Excellent. And N.K. Jemisin, I read something that I loved.
Yes, she's a three-time, for this book in particular, a three-time Hugo Award winner. 3 years in a row. It came out in 2017. I'm not sure if we had it and lost it, but it's not in right now. So,
as often happens with great books.
as often happens with great books, we can't be that mad that they're being used, I guess.
In library school, they teach you that's the one you buy again.
Exactly.
That's the one you buy again. Did you like it or love it?
I loved it. Yeah.
And what did you love about it? Character, setting, story?
I thought that the world building was absolutely incredible. I mean, all three of those categories, I think she's an incredible writer. But the world building in particular was very, very large, but like not overwhelming, which is super hard to do in sci-fi and fantasy, not to just like throw everything at you and have you like constantly going and looking back to see what the heck the author's talking about. So I don't know. It was very easy to fall into, even though it was pretty complex.
And I don't read a lot of this. I don't read a lot of sci-fi or fantasy. But when I started to read some sci-fi, I realized it was always about metaphors and allegorical.
Yes.
And that it's not supernatural.
No, it's very much meant to be a reflection of issues and problems and situations that we see today, just put into a more distinct and sometimes more entertaining light.
Yeah, I did not know that. I did not know that until I started reading some and started really tuning into that. This is off topic for a second, but is that historically what sci-fi was about as well? Do you know that?
Yeah, it was a groundbreaking genre meant to kind of sort of talk about issues and things like that meant in the world without actually, being like, and this is the problem. Like,
right. Yeah.
So,
yeah. Or calling anybody out.
Or even teaching to children, like through stories, obviously, because I mean we do that with morals and stuff. But it's much easier to be like, here's this book, like
about the other.
Right.
And how we become to understand the other.
Exactly. So
yeah.
So,
excellent.
Yeah.
And if I may, and if you would like to share, what do you do to keep yourself mentally healthy?
I like to go with my partner on walks around our neighborhood when it's nice out.
That's sweet.
Yes.
You have a nice little neighborhood?
We do. We live right in downtown, so it's quite nice.
Sidewalks, street?
Sidewalks mostly.
Housing,
But
open space?
Honestly, it's my favorite part about it is like the people that you meet, because everyone in Montpelier is like very talkative. We once got caught in the rain and someone invited us up on her porch to sit with her and watch the storm pass while we were sitting there, so we got to know our neighbor that way.
That's a short story right there.
It's very cute. It was very quintessential Vermont and Montpelier.
And do we own your book? And should we own it?
We should own it. I'm not sure if we do. I went to look it up and I didn't find it in our catalog and I didn't find it on our shelf, but it is possible that we had it at one point and it was against our will removed from us.
So somebody had to read that.
Somebody has it or had it and just had to keep it.
Okay, we'll find another copy.
Yes.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome.
Hi Karen, thanks for coming.
I'm delighted to be here.
Excellent. Tell us your name.
Karen O'Donnell Leach,
And your position here.
Outreach Librarian.
We might have to loop back and talk about that.
Okay.
We might have to share with the audience a little bit about what you do.
That's fine.
Yeah. What's your book and the author?
My book is called The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. I don't know if you can see it. It's a good...
And what genre is that book?
It's a very interesting question. It's basically fiction. It's a narrative with magical moments.
Yes. It is difficult to talk about the genre of that book, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes. So it was fiction with magical moments, and it's narrative.
It's a narrative, yes,
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. It's a hard read. I found it to be a hard read. Did you find it to be a hard read?
Well, I just read it for the second time.
Mm-hmm. Was that easier?
I loved reading it for the second time. I understood it much better.
Mm. Oh, yeah, because
Mhm.
there you have it. And do you often read books twice?
No, not really, but there are some I will read because I love them so much.
I've only read one book twice. 100 Years of Solitude.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 100 Years of Solitude?
Yes.
Is that Isabel Allende? Or Gabriel Garcia Marquez?
It's Gabriel Garcia
Okay, yeah,
Marquez.
that's the one I read twice.
Mhm.
Yeah. And do you often read in this genre?
No, not that much. Though I do have loved in the past magic realism and Isabel Allende and Garcia Marquez.
But this stands alone.
This stands alone, and there was something about it when it first came out in 2019 that I just gravitated toward it.
And so, did you like it or love it?
I love it.
Both times.
Yes.
Character, setting, or story?
Character.
Does that character time travel?
No, not really. He has the ability, the magic ability, to use his intelligence and his magical abilities to bring people through from slavery through conduction into a place where they will be free. So these are slaves we're talking about going through this process.
And so that always, not, I'm often, and we spoke a little bit about this when you told me this was your book, this idea of, I have no position to judge whether that happened or not.
Right. And
right?
maybe that's the best of magic realism, or I don't think it's fantasy. I don't.
You don't?
No. Because the narrative is it's going along, it's true, and then this element happens. But it could be just magic.
We share an affinity for those authors. I love Alice Hoffman and Isabel Allende, and they all have that. That's interesting that we could maybe loop that book in there with them. They have that piece of what's real. Who are we to say that is real?
Right.
Maybe people have those abilities. Maybe those things happen. Maybe they happen to us and we don't even realize.
Well, I hope I realize if it happens.
Do we have that book on our shelf?
Yes, we do.
Does that book go out? Do you know?
Well, it really did. This is quite a display. There were 2 ILLs, 3 ILLs, and they all happened right around the time of the printing, although there are some newer ones in 2021. And then me. So, it should go out.
It should go out.
It really should.
Yeah. So we have at the front desk there a book display for Black History Month, and we'll be sure to put that one out. And I find that to be a tough read, but I love it that was the book you chose.
The first time it was a tough read, but to me it was very impressive.
Oh gosh, yeah.
So if I had to kind of go, okay, and
then
just keep reading, I did. But this time I loved it even more.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so the last question is, if I may ask, and if you choose to share, what do you do to keep yourself mentally healthy?
Well, I read constantly. I'm really, really a big reader. And the other thing I do is spend time with my dog. I love my dog. She's so funny, and we got her as a stray, 5 years old, and she was a little tough at first, but she's really becoming a buddy.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. And so let's loop back. Tell us about what your job is.
My job as outreach librarian is to make sure people get the message that we're offering this service in Barrie, and try to get word out to them, try to get word out to other people who work with people who might need it. And I had been disappointed earlier. the end of last year because we seemed to be losing people. And at that point, via Ian, we began to examine possibility of daycare outreach, which is still interesting to me. But now I've picked up about 6 new people, and I'm asking them where they heard about it, and I just think we're on a little bit of a momentum right now. So I'd like to expand it. I only have 5 hours a week to do it, and it's been a little tight lately, so.
Oh, well, I know that was one of the first things I learned about you, and I told you this last week, that it still sticks with me how to expand that, and we're both committed to that, so I hope that happens as well. And so people can call and get on your list.
Right.
They tell you what they like to read, they give you a couple of hints, you pick for them cold.
Pretty much, although, you know, I've been at it long enough that I know what some people just want, and I can get that. But with the new people, it'll be interesting to learn about what they like.
And you pack a bag.
I do.
That I covet. I'm not allowed to have one.
You can, actually.
I can, I know, but I don't want to take one from someone. And then you have volunteers that deliver.
Yes. And I'm pleased to say I just had a new patron today, and I found a driver for her. And so it's good. It's, you know, so far that's a great day.
Yeah, that's great work. That's great work. So our message today to viewers is you can get on your list, and
Right.
you can volunteer.
And you can volunteer to drive.
And you can volunteer to drive.
And you can pass them to your friends, yes, who may need the service.
Yeah. And I was thinking about your service, and mostly we're talking about seniors, right? People that are older?
Mostly.
Mostly.
There have been younger people, but yes.
There are younger people that maybe can't get out for a number of reasons. And then do you take, this is me learning about your job still, do you take people temporarily? Like if they're ill,
Yes.
they're ill and can't get out?
Yes, we have done that
Okay.
over the past year.
Yeah.
But there are some people who call up, and it's like, by the time, you know, we're kind of set up to deliver to them, they're well.
better. They're better. They're walking in their door.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Excellent.
So here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, I hope that everyone really enjoyed those book talks. They were really fantastic, weren't they? There's my word, fantastic.
There's your word, fantastic. And I'm going to not use my word.
Okay.
They were impressive.
They were impressive.
They're reading hard books.
Yep.
And they're able to articulate that. And I love that because that's such a component of our work, the Reader's Advisory. And they did a great job at that.
They did.
Yeah. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah.
So on Frankenstein Tea, we like to reach out to you, as you know, and for you to stay connected to us. And then we have this component, which you heard me ask the staff today, about mental wellness. And so we like to do a little mental wellness check-in. So if you would let me, I'm going to ask you, have you showered? Have you eaten a meal and drank enough water? Are you thinking kind thoughts about yourself and others? Have you moved your body? Have you exercised? Have you gone outside and gotten fresh air? Have you spoken to a friend or family member? And are you getting enough sleep? Those are just some, basic, no stigma, no shame, some basic ground. And don't panic if you haven't done any of those things, right? This is not about causing you to panic, but just about to say, maybe I should get in the shower. And I have to eat something decent. And I haven't been outside today. And I haven't called my brother in a couple days. Whatever that is, or your friends, whatever those are, sometimes we can lose track of that. And especially in these days of winter.
Yes.
Right?
When you say don't panic, the first thing I think of is Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yeah. Don't panic.
Don't panic. I like those comforting words on the cover.
Yeah, don't panic.
It's the most helpful thing anyone has ever said to me. Don't panic.
It's true though, right? Just keep breathing, right? Keep
Yes.
breathing. We like to say in through the nose and out through the mouth. Take your time with your breath. If you need more help than that, which is totally fine, do go online. There's all kinds of resources in Washington County, all kinds of resources in Vermont. If you're not able to get yourself online, come into the library and we'll help you find someone that can help.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went to get a number, but there's so many resources, I don't know which to choose.
But we have them here, the numbers.
Yes,
that
right.
you can call. So,
yes, yeah. There are numbers here, and they're easy to find in Vermont. So
yes,
I love that.
Yeah, and we have a lot of resources here. Just a reminder, folks, that we do have hats on our giving tree, and our knitting group has knit those, and you are welcome to come and take them if you need them. It is still cold out there. It is
still cold.
Yeah, bitingly cold, but the sun was shining today, so that was nice. The wind was cold, but
the sun was shining.
Yes.
Yes, and the snow was falling when I got up.
Yeah, it was as well. Yeah, for
the
me.
snow was falling.
Yeah.
Not so much now. I think we're all going to get home okay.
Yeah, it was just a dusting, really. Yeah.
Oh, we had a couple inches.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, but light and fluffy
Yes.
and easy. Nothing slushy about
You
it.
could blow it away.
Yeah, you can blow it away. You kind of walked by your car. Just walk by your car and it's clean. Just like that.
I like that.
Not quite. So when we wrap up, we hope you had a great time. We're gonna share a couple of announcements. What do you have on tap?
Well, we are 1 week away from February break. So we have a Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory party, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory party, coming up Tuesday the 27th of February, 1 to 4, and it's going to be a great time. We're going to read a little excerpt from the book. It'll be an interactive reading, and we'll have a little bit of a sing-along. We're going to sing a couple of the songs from the Gene Wilder movie, and then we're going to watch the Gene Wilder movie. We've got some crafts, and of course we've got some tasty treats as well.
Treats.
Some
Now,
scrumdiddlyumptious treats.
Now, so that's not next week.
That's not next week.
No, we do not celebrate February vacation next week.
No, it's the week
wait
after.
And do kids go to school on Monday?
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On President's Day,
On President's
you rebels.
Day. Yeah, right.
Wow, you rebels. Well, I guess the ski slopes are too crowded anyway, and everybody's crowded, so you might as well wait the week and have a nicer vacation. Yeah, it's great.
Hope so.
Okay, and you're doing a couple other things that week.
Yes. So, we'll have chess club on Thursday. We'll have our Lego club on an extended Lego club on Wednesday. We have full steam ahead. Forgot to mention that we have full steam ahead as well. And our next session is going to be stop motion animation. It's going to be a lot of fun. So they're going to be making Lego stop motion animation videos. So that is for 4th, 5th, and 6th graders.
That is always cool.
It is.
That really is.
And there's still registration spots open, and it's free to register. So just go to the Aldrich Public Library website, aldrichpubliclibrary.org/STEAM, STEAM. You can register your child, 4th, 5th, and 6th graders there for free. So
with pizza.
With pizza, there'll be snacks because that one's actually.
Oh, that one's during the day.
That one's at 2:00 in the afternoon because it's.
Sorry, no pizza.
But there'll be fun snacks of some sort. Yeah, and we'll probably do some Disney musical bingo as well on Friday.
Love that. Yeah.
And we have our regular.
I'm gonna have to come down for that.
You will, yes.
I'm gonna have to come down for that.
It's a lot of fun.
I'm gonna have to represent my Brooklyn family who would love that.
There we go. Yeah, well, one of these days we'll have to find a virtual way to do it, as well. So, and then we have our regular story time on Monday, and we have a special Abenaki story time on this. That's the second Monday of February break. So that is March 4th. Yeah.
Yeah.
The first Monday of March. We have Melanie Mackin, who's going to be coming in, and we'll be reading some Abenaki stories. We'll be doing some drumming, and we have a craft with beads for kids. So it's going to be really fun. We look forward to it. We did it last year, and it was a really big hit. So.
I love to hear that that's happening in the building. I'm gonna come down and make sure I meet Melanie and see if we can get an adult story time.
That would be fantastic.
For some educational moments and some historical perspective for ourselves.
And her readers, talk about readers advisory. Her readers advisory is fantastic for that,
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I hope, maybe we have to buy some books.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Yeah, because it's good to hear from her, what is authentic and what is respectful. And,
right. Yeah, appropriated.
Yeah, exactly.
Get that out of here.
Right, yes.
Bring in the good stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an important part of what we do.
It is.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I wanted to say thanks to everybody who came to the York branch for the winter open house. We had a great time. We had great feedback about that branch. We got a volunteer who will help us with a cribbage program, which is exciting. And we just had a really nice time being together in there, and I can imagine we'll do that a couple times a year, have an open house out there where we can visit and do a craft together. We made Valentine's, so that was fantastic. Appropriate for the week, but we can put together crafts that everybody can sit around and do, and games, and I always like a puzzle out, all those things that we couldn't do during COVID. We had to wrap up the puzzle, socialize, those things. So that felt great out there. So York branch is open. And, check the hours on our website. I could give them to you. They're Tuesday 10 to 1, Tuesday 2 to 5, and Thursday 2 to 5. Check it out. Come visit if you're an East Barry or, Barrytown person, if that's closer. We always welcome you here as well.
So, of course, yeah. And so those are some really nice after-school hours for kids.
It's great. The bus pulls up and kids get right off the bus and come in. Yeah.
Love it.
They eat us out of house and home with the snacks.
I'm sure.
I don't know, if anybody wants to donate to snack money, that'd be great. They're pocketing their pockets, but another important component of what we do. Kids get off the bus hungry.
They're hungry.
They're hungry.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
and hungry for knowledge too.
They were, they were. We had I covered in that branch yesterday and had a great time there. So that happened. We're going to have the second book club for Black History Month celebration. That's the book called Ring Shout. We have a few copies left at the desk. Not many. People are reading that book. I hope people are enjoying that book. We'll discuss it on Thursday evening, February 29th, last day of February of the leap year at 5:30. And then we move on from there. Then we're gonna the next Frankenstein tea. We'll start talking about the Vermont Reads book.
That's right.
And our Vermont Reads programming.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's coming right up.
Yeah, that is coming right down the road. Yeah. And we also, this was an exciting day. We also had the art show go up today in our Milne Community Room.
It is fabulous.
It is really beautiful.
It's fabulous.
Yeah, so that's our work from Barry City, Barrytown, and Spalding High School students. And the reception is next Tuesday, 5 to 7, sorry.
Oh, please come. Support the arts, support the kids.
Yeah.
You'll have a great time. The room looks great. We've been talking about how it adds some color and some life and gives us a little energy and
this
pep.
Dark tail end of the winter. It's nice to have those colors. Those bright colors in the community room.
Yeah. So if Ian and I weren't enough to brighten your day,
that's right.
and we take that. We mean that seriously. We hope you had a nice time out with us. We hope you had some tea. Maybe you'll watch this at another time. But really, sit back, enjoy these programs. Let us come into your home and keep you connected to the Aldrich.
Read a good book.
Read a good book, yeah. So until next Friday,
stay safe and keep reading.